Hello lovely Cancerians, this is your bonus reading because you were my highest viewing sign for last month. Woohoo! Drop me a crab in the comments. I pulled this for you just before starting. It's called The Sword. It's part of Kim Krantz' Archetypes and it's part of the tool section. I know, it's funny I can't really say that without smiling, but that's just me. You get the sword, which is the tool for making decisions and also the tool to determine what is truth and what is fantasy and what is reality. Once you make a decision and you make the cut with the sword, everything else falls away. So in other words, all the possibilities of going this way or that way disappear once you say, right, I've made a decision. So there's something here for you, and I'm going to help you with this, about being called, actually. You're being called to make a decision. And I'm going to write that down as well on my phone because I don't have a pen because I'm a modern gal. But it's really important to remember. If you think you know what I'm talking about already, say hello in the comments because I feel like it's quite strong. Right, to make a decision. I feel like it's strong in a lot of you and you're already feeling the calling yourself. This could be dealing with an air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. It could be dealing with air sign matters, but it could also be dealing with things in an air sign way. I'm going to take a couple of tarot cards just to find out what we need to know about that particular aspect of things. You could be making a decision in a relationship. You could be making a decision at work. You could be making a decision about practically anything, but let's narrow it down a bit. I want that one. Okay, I want one more. Oof. Nice. Oh my God. Now I know why I needed to do you a bonus reading. Okay, we get the King of Cups, which for some of you, this is not necessarily a water sign. I'm not getting that vibe. What I'm getting, just checking my microphone's connected. What I'm getting is, for some of you, there's a decision to make around a person who is not... They're not cut and dried as a person. It's difficult to see where you stand with them, where they stand with things. Speaking of standing, I'm going to take my slippers off. I'm going to take my sandals off. Yeah, we're going to go barefoot. Go barefoot, Cancerians. Kick your shoes off. That's it. Let's do it. Right, put my feet down there. Yeah. Where do they stand? Where do you stand? Standing on your own 2 feet. Things to do with feet are coming in for me here. You may, and this is only for 1 or 2 of you, have had some pain in your feet, like plantar fasciitis or something which registers a frustration, but in your feet. You may have particularly small feet, particularly big feet. It's feet are your contact with the universe. They're how you stand your ground, literally. And I feel like there is a need with this person who feels like an interesting person, and if I dare say it, a nice person. But there is a need for you to, Ace of Swords, be decisive. In a way that I think you're normally perhaps not so decisive. Us water signs, you know, we know that everything isn't black and white. We know that it's not usually a yes or a no. It's kind of a sort of something on the in-between, isn't it? So it's going to be unusual for you to feel this, but you're going to be pushed this way, I think, by the universe. And if you know the universe is going to push you this way, then I think it's almost better to jump before you're pushed, you know, so that you are in the practice of being decisive about something. Something is not being presented to you in a clear enough way for you to make logical decisions. And it feels like if that's the case, you need to become the logic yourself. You need to become more swordsy than you normally would be. Less tolerant of fiffle-faffle, you know, of somebody who won't pinpoint something when you want them to pinpoint it. I get the Magician. Now, some of you may be dealing with a Libra, a Gemini, a Aquarius in particular, because the Magician for me, it's air sign, particularly Aquarius, but a bit kind of Gemini as well. But more importantly, when you think of what the Magician does, this is somebody who hides for a living. They hide things for a living. They are a professional hider. You know, they hide things up their sleeve, they've got things under their hat, they look like they're doing something, and then it turns out they're either not doing it, or it's an optical illusion, or there's something built in, you know, that makes it look like they're sawing the woman in half, but of course they're not sawing the woman in half. It's a bit of a knife edge, this. It's quite exciting. For some of you, this could be somebody you've just started seeing. For others of you, this could be somebody who is your boss at work, or somebody who's just prominent in your life. I would say as well that there are sort of old patterns kind of returning here, returning to be dealt with, which I think is really interesting. I want to take a shadow card for it as well. There will be an extended reading, by the way, and this time, through special request, I will put the same reading for sale on Patreon and GUMROAD. So if you can't get it on Patreon, you can get it on GUMROAD. If you prefer Patreon, you can get it on Patreon. Choose, okay? I've had a lot of emails about both, so I thought, right, I'll put it on both, and then you can choose for yourself. In the extended reading, we will be looking at an extension of this reading, taking the romantic and the love messages to another level, okay? Getting weird, getting freaky, and going off on whatever kind of tangent we need to go off on. Let's take a shadow card for now and see where we're at. I took 3. Why did that happen? You damn well knew you were going to get that one. Okay, let's just put them down here, and then I'm going to pick them up, and then I'll show you the cards as well. This is important. First one is that, the Tower. Do you remember I said if you feel like the universe is pushing you, it's better to jump than be pushed? That's what the Tower does. So the Tower will give you, think of it in terms of like, you know those, and it's funny because I saw one of these in the supermarket the other day. They're hideous. Like little tennis rackets for buzzing and electrocuting flies, you know. Almost that was kind of like a 1980s synthesizer song, wasn't it? I know. I'm expecting OMD to come out. When you get these little and you don't respond to them, the Tower then goes, right, bring out the big lightning. Never expected to do so many mimes in one thing. Bring out the big lightning. Bring out the big guns. Here we go. Let's actually hit them with this. Let's make it so that they can't ignore it. And this is a truth that you can't ignore. Oh my God, that is a channeled message for you. I've got to write that down. Wow. You may prefer to ignore it. Us water signs, brilliant at ignoring. We make a profession out of it almost. But it's becoming to the point where you can't. We've got the Page of Swords as a shadow card as well. And the Page of Swords means the whispers on the breeze, the beginnings of something. You may not, in fact I think you don't, have all the information that you need or the scope of information that you need. You don't have the knowledge, perhaps, to be confident in making a decision. But I'm going to look at the intuitive side of it, because you are the master intuitives. You know, Cancerians are. Don't tell me I don't know that, because I do. You lot read the room really silently, and very occasionally it comes out and you think, I've done it with my Cancerian friends. You think, you must have clocked everything to know that. Cancerians clock everything. Let me know in the comments, okay? But I know that you do. Drop me a crab in the comments. Say hello. You clock everything, and it's time for you to use that skill wisely to your advantage. Okay? Most things don't get past you. Don't let this get past you. Then shadow card, King of Wands. The King of Jollies and the King of Confidence. For some of you, it's whether it's overbearing or not. The King of Cups and the King of Wands, they can be two sides of the same person. I feel like there's a bit of pressure or overbearing energy, that someone has a lot of personality in this. I'm getting a lot of skin in the game, and I don't know why that is. Let's take an oracle card from over here. I'm going to show you the cards. These are just the decks that I'm using today. We've got the shadow card here, which is the Bohemian Tarot. We've got Angel Answers, so we will ask a question and get an answer from that one. We've got the Enchanted Veil Oracle, and we've got the Scarlet Rose Love deck. And we are using Divine Deco deck. Okay. And these are Wisdom of the Oracle that I'm just pulling from now. Yeah, look at that. See? Deep knowing. Now, this is interesting. This for me has a kind of eclipsey vibe. It has the deep knowing aspect. It has an owl, and an owl is always associated with wisdom, but also associated with the sword. Pops up for Athena in the Greek myths, and also often appears on the Justice card or the Ace of Swords. I am also vibing, as they say, getting the vibe, that there is an eclipse element to this. Now, we had some eclipses we had back in March. Was it like March the 14th? Am I actually going to be right, Cancerians? Yes! My God. Okay, that's unusual. March 14th, and therefore I think there was another one 2 weeks later. At the end, 28th maybe? Come to Daddy, 29th. Woohoo! Okay, there's some more in September, possibly the 14th and the 28th, something like that. Can't really get it right that much, but you know what I mean. Mid-September this year, there's another eclipse. Possibly a full moon in Pisces. OMG. Talk about deep knowing. It may be that you're working on a timeline between now and then, which, although it sounds like a long time, is not a long time. We all know this. It sounds like ages, it's never ages. All the time is sort of now, isn't it? It's always faster than you think. It's sooner than you think. So think about working this out in the next 6 to 8 weeks. Know that it's about deep knowing. It's not really about making a checklist, you know, or thinking about things. Let's just do I'm going to do an Angel Answers card and then take some more tarot cards on what this might be about, as in the other side of things we don't know. That one. Okay, so have a question ready. Okay. Have a question ready about whatever this is. Ooh. You get unlikely. Okay? Unlikely. Now I'm going to take 2 more. You can have this either as a part 2 and 3 of the first question, or ask a completely separate question. That's a card there. want this to come out. It's a bit tricky. Yeah, see, this makes sense to me. Okay, ready for part 2 or question 2? A year from now. I'm definitely getting a cyclical vibe. And are they, I haven't got my reading glasses on, are they fish? Because that would to me indicate a real trigger in that full moon in Pisces. Let's have a look. They are. They are. So I'm not reading it as a year from now, but I am reading it as almost like a lunar shift. Full moon in Pisces for you, full moon lunar eclipse in Pisces, if you don't mind, is going to be very important. Let's put those two here. So part 3, or the third question, are you ready? The situation will improve. More dolphins. Dolphins, fish, water signs. Very important. Yeah. And we've got a full moon up there as well. There's a lot to go through with this. Interesting that you have got that Pisces there. That's really interesting. A lot to go through with this. A lot to be called on. I like that it's going to improve, but I think it's going to be a bit of a shocker first. Let's have a look. You know, you don't... It's like with the Tower card, you get that bolt of lightning, no doubt about it. There it is. You know, it hits the tower and it needs to hit the tower. That's supposed to happen. It's supposed to bring down the old order changeth and in cometh the new. We know we're in trouble when I start using the old cometh language. Right. Yeah, got the 7 of Cups. Such a beautiful card. Page of Wands. Yeah, I am going to do that. King of Wands in reverse. And at the bottom, the Hierophant. God, I've got more. And the World. Yeah, okay. In reverse. 7 of Cups. What a gorgeous card. Love me a bit of crockery. Love me an old shop window. An old shop window with crockery. And I'm literally moist with anticipation, as they say. Right, 7 of Cups. Looking in the shop window, having too much choice. Think of it that way. But also, I think what's happened up until now is your choices, as all of us water signs are, have been based on emotional things and feeling, and there's some kind of emotional clutter in there. I don't know if it's what this person has been telling you, you know, whether this is someone at work, whether this is someone who you're in a relationship with, whether it's a friend, but there's some emotional window dressing has gone on here, and you're the one who needs to kind of cut through the swathe of, I don't know, kind of see through the mist to what the truth is inside. We've got the Page of Wands, which I like, which is passion and the beginning of something and desire, looking straight into the 7 of Cups though. But then we have the King of Wands in reverse. King of Wands in reverse is somebody who is a bit uncompromising. They're not shifting as much. They're not revealing as much. They're not... Can I say they're not giving as much? I don't know, but I think that. Then get the Hierophant here. The Hierophant is almost like your external wisdom. This is the High Priest. This is you finding out through videos like this, through practices that you already have as a spiritual person at your disposal. We have this gorgeous World card in reverse. You are not at the end of a cycle yet, which you kind of wish to be. And also I think you've been striving to be. But until you crack this Ace of Swords, I don't know if you can get there. Yeah. Another page. So we have a Page of Swords as well now. Page of Swords is the beginning of a conversation. You have the beginning of a conversation here, but it's only an opener. Tell me a bit more about what we need to know about this, please. What's an obstacle? What's standing in the way? God, hardcore, right. 2 queens entering the building. Okay. 10 of Wands. It's got to become too painful for you to stay the same. Cancerians will put up with a lot until they don't. Do you remember on my YouTube channel, this is my YouTube channel, do you remember we talked about the ferry turning? It takes such a lot for a Cancerian to make an emotional U-turn or even a half turn, but it's like a ferry. Once they start doing it, they've been thinking about it for such a long time, it's very hard to stop it. Your obstacles are the Queen of Pentacles in reverse, which is impatience, wanting to get there quicker than the universe wants you to get there. And I'm really channeling Hanged Man energy here, even though it hasn't come yet. It may be in the extended, I don't know, we'll see. But you also get the Queen of Swords. You need to be the Queen of Swords. I know that the King of Swords has haunted you for years on my channel. But this is time for you to have the Ace of Swords, to be the Queen of Swords, to use your frustration, actually, in the 10 of Wands. Your frustration in not getting where you need to be with this as some kind of fuel for drilling down into what you need to know. I'm going to take a couple of these Beyond the Veil Oracle cards. That one wants to come out. Yes! Freedom is achieved by breaking unnecessary bonds. Yes. I agree. Ooh, this is... I'm getting kind of, I don't know if it's twin flame vibes or soul contract vibes or something like that. Mirror, the most profound truths are often found within yourself. Woof. Yes. Now, I'm not taking the message that's on here, but I'm taking the animal. Is it an animal? You get the owl. The owl is really important to you. It talks about creativity, but it's not. It's about truth, and it's about finding a clear and clean message for yourself. Obtaining a clean and clear message. It's not going to happen very quickly. This is like an 8-week kind of project, 6 to 8 weeks, okay? Before kind of unearthing something. But this is your spirit animal at the moment, even if it's not your spirit animal normally. We've got the sword, we've got the owl, we've got you as the Queen of Swords, we've got the Page of Swords saying something is starting to come to light. We've got the Tower saying hurry up or I'm going to deliver it. I'm going to deliver the truth, like just kind of throwing it out of a basket. Pew, there it is. And I'm not gonna gradually do it. I'm gonna make it happen. Okay. In the extended reading, I'm going to use a different deck. I think I'm going to use my Sacred Rose or Scarlet Rose Love deck, Love Tarot. Among other things, because we're going to use the Price of Love Oracle and we're going to channel messages. We're going to look at the other side, your person. Who are they? Who is this person? And what is this connection? And what is blocking it? And what is the best way forward for you to connect, actually, but also to be the Queen of Swords and get to the bottom of things. So I will link the reading on Patreon and on GUMROAD. It's the same extended reading, but it's on both platforms so that you can choose which one you want to purchase it off. I'm going to get another drink in between and then go and do it now. Go and get yourself a drink, lovely Cancerians, and I'll see you on the other side. Namaste.